Today, I want to talk about employability skills every comrade must have. So let's discuss this now so that when we meet in the classrooms, we have enough time to discuss our statistics, mathematics, and economic theory. I've seen in the news recently graduates who want to burn their certificates. There is so much frustration. The jobs are not forthcoming. The levels of unemployment are very high. So how do we stand out in 2022 when our population is 200? When our population is 50 million and 100K graduates who are coming out of our colleges and universities. How do we survive the competition? How do we stand out of the 100K graduates? So it's a tight job market, but what we need, it's about skills, 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 skills. This is what you need to stand out. I want to discuss the skills in a two-part series. In the first part, I want to discuss analytical skills, communication skills, organizational skills, technical skills, and then in our part 2, we shall discuss about the leadership skills, talents, ethics, and personal integrity. And then lastly, we shall see how a degree or a diploma is an added advantage. So I would want you to go and check any job advertisement and you check the sequencing of the requirements in any job, that they want first to check on the skills, and then later on they can verify your degree or diploma certificate. So let's start with the first part, and we start with the first skill, which is analytical skills. This is the first stage of interview. The employers are interested in hiring somebody who is able to think logically, critically, and also analytically. Somebody who can see a problem and attempt to solve this problem. The employers want to see how smart are you upstairs. This is the first stage of interview. They don't even want to meet with you on a face-to-face. They first want to know this applicant, how is she or he smart upstairs? Can he assist us in solving our problems? Because the corporate world is facing so many problems that need to be solved. All right. So in terms of testing and improving on your analytical skills, the first stage of interview these days has become an aptitude test, or what is also known as a psychometric test. And this has been adapted by private and public sectors. Talk of any job in government, in the banks, in the corporates, in the private sector. The first interview is a psychometric test. You are given a set of questions which you need to complete in the shortest time possible. And these questions, they don't need you to have been taught in classroom. They just need you to see the question, see an example I'm giving you in the notes here, see the question, think of how to solve that very fast, and then they want to see how many questions can you solve correctly. Some questions, some kind of these questions in the psychometric test would even have the answers. You pick the correct answers and then you move on to the next question. So how will you survive the psychometric test? So because you find that most guys don't make it at this stage, and the organizations are not even interested in seeing you at this stage. Some even send to your email. They'll send to your email uh, the timed test. You complete within the given time, and then you send back the solution. So if you'd want to improve your performance on your analytical skills, I'm trying to suggest here some of the methods in which you can try to work on your analytical skills while on campus. You can try to read widely and also wildly. So read many books, expose your brain to reading, get information through reading as opposed to too much watching. And just as you'd want to, you have seen if guys want to have a fit body, if you want to have a good body which is fit, you'll go to the gym or exercise. The same case, if you want to have a good brain, a sharp brain, which is able to think very fast, you must exercise your brain. So any chance you get, let's say you want to play a game on your phone, you want to play a game on your computer, you want to read a book, try to look for books which will try to assist you in gaining, in exercising the brain as much as possible. So that's the first stage of interviewing, the psychometric test. And this test, my dear sisters and brothers, you'll do so many of these. Even at the job entry level, these will be the first test. So you'd want to perform well on this stage. So prepare for them, log in on the internet, see the sample questions, try to answer them on your own and test yourself and see how you're able to perform on this. And now secondly, this is the second skill, which is very, very important in your career progression. So on campus or on any college, when you join in first year, in most colleges, this is among the first courses you are given. And they're supposed to assist you with your skills on communication. So communication is a very wide topic because it can be oral communication, which is non-verbal, which includes presentations, audience awareness, critical listening, body language, and then it also involves the spoken or your written work in terms of report, presentations, and all that. So you'd want to send an image of somebody who is presentable, somebody who is conscious of how he appears before the customers or before your colleagues. That is in terms of oral and non-verbal, because guys can say so much about you without you opening your mouth. People can observe you and tell who you are by your character. So this is why you'll find, maybe for example, at work, in the corporates, in the banks, in government offices, you'll find guys who are wearing official suits, official dresses. So maybe why do they do this? Maybe just because they want to appear presentable, they want to communicate confidence to their customers they are serving. So this is very critical. So how do you communicate? Are you able to express now when it comes to oral? Can you express yourself clearly in some language which can be understood? In our official languages, which is Kiswahili and English. Clear language. So this is what now they want to observe when they call you for an interview. You are called now for an oral interview. After you have passed the psychometric test, they'd want to see now how well you express yourself. And when you come for the interviews, there is usually some distance between the door and where you go to sit. So the interviewing board or the interviewing panel would want to see how do you walk and how do you take the seat? Do you portray confidence? How do you position yourself using your body language? So do you have a body language which shows confidence? This is what they want to observe in an interview. And then when you're given a chance to talk, when they ask you to express yourself, maybe they ask you, what can you do for us? This is now your chance to shine. So you talk with confidence, you express yourself clearly on what are your abilities, what you're able to do. And then don't forget that there are guys waiting in the queue. You have not come to this oral interview just by yourself. There are many others who are out there in the queue. They want you to fill in there in the interview, and then they come and take the position. So you must stand out here. You must express yourself clearly and articulately. You must be understood coherently. Okay, now, so how will this be tested? And how can you keep on improving on your skills on communication? So this will be observed in an oral interview. You'll sit in a board which will listen to you keenly. They want to see how you express yourself, the kind of gestures you put, the kind of body language you have, how you talk, your tonal variation, your emotions also as you talk. They want to observe all these, yeah? So, and the best thing on how to improve and work on your communication is to keep on practicing. So you keep on practicing. Where on campus, try to volunteer and place yourself in some situations whereby you find yourself in a position you're able to engage with your colleagues, like joining the clubs, join different movements on campus, different associations, attending symposiums. And then in the classrooms, you can also be able to volunteer and make the presentations in front of your peers. You can also volunteer in the student body leadership, volunteer to take positions on campus, in the student bodies, in class, and all this. And then try to keep yourself in situations whereby you feel some stage fright, you feel some goosebump. So if you see some opportunities, like guys calling for auditions, go there and audition, showcase yourself, and then surround yourself with guys who come from diverse background, so that when you're communicating, you're able to use either official languages. I don't want to imagine that guys will come on campus, try to look for their village mates. You stay in the same hall. You go to class together, discussing assignments in mother tongue. So I think this will not help much. So on campus, we come to integrate guys from different regions. We meet and interact. And as we do this, we try to work on our communication in terms of how we express ourselves, how we speak, and even trying to work on our accent. I don't want to imagine that guys will still go through campus, locally here and even abroad. But when you're graduating, you still have the heavy accent from your mother tongue influence. So guys, let's take this opportunity on campus to improve on our communication skills. It's very important. It influences how we associate with colleagues and peers. That is on communication. And then number 3, it is on organization. We have to work on our organizational skills, and this involves time management and meeting of deadlines, setting goals, strategic planning, our hygiene, and how we do the things we do. So are we able to stay organized in all our activities? So because I don't want to imagine that you can be organized in the classroom and then you're not organized in your house. Because the way you do something is the way you do everything. So, and guys are very sensitive to this. People can describe who you are by just checking the quality of your work. If your work is not organized, if your work is not neat, then even yourself, you're not organized in your house and in everything you do. Okay? And even know that cleanliness and neatness is secondness to godliness. So if your work is clean and the environment is neat, even your heart is clean and neat, and you're even near God, so to speak. So let's practice to be people who are organized. You'll find yourself in a workstation with a boss who pays very much attention to small details, like how you punctuate your sentences, how you do your reports. They must be all organized, because guys will observe this from you depending on how you present yourself and how you present your work. So these are some of the skills we try to impact on you. Like in terms of time management, if you come to class late, sometimes I'll have to chase you out. So next time you practice or learn how to come earlier. So you must take advantage of this period on campus to make yourself a person who is organized. You can set yourself some goals that when I wake up in the morning, I want to do this activity between 4 a.m. and 5 a.m. Between 6 a.m. and 7 a.m., I'll be doing this. Between this hour and this hour, I'll be doing this. So that kind of organization. Okay, that is a organization which will just be observed, like how you come to an interview. Guys will get to see this and award marks. Like how do you present your documents? Your documents should be well organized and well arranged, and sometimes they can also be laminated properly, well kept. But some of you will come with some documents which are folded, some are missing some pages. So guys will pick this from you and not award you marks on being organized. So let's take advantage of this and try to be people who are organized when we go out there. So lastly, in our part 1 video, let's see the technical skills. Now this is everything. So these days, the offices have become paperless. Most activities are being completed using a computer program. So maybe in some interviews, like in data analysis and those in computer science, you are required to show your competency or prowess in using the basic softwares or the basic programs. So this entails teaching ourselves basic computer application and programs, like the basic Microsoft Office programs, the basic programming, data science, and basic computer information, some troubleshooting. But you'll be surprised, you give an assignment to students, you tell them to type the assignment in font 12 times New Roman. You see that even those basic computer skills, they are not able to complete. So take your time. While on campus, when you have the time, teach yourself some new computer skills. Teach yourself a programming language. Acquire so much skills as possible. You might want to use these in the future. So, and then you'll find that you can even make some money from your computer skills, like in data analysis, report writing, financial analysis. You have seen some platform recently, like Ajira by the Ministry of ICT to the youths. They are trying to encourage young people to take some online jobs. If you log into the internet, there are also some online gigs you can do in terms of marketing, actually in all areas, marketing, finance, statistics. You'll find some online works being available. So let's take advantage of the time we have on campus to practice on our basic computer skills. Let's not fill our disk space or spend too much time. If you check your disk space or your gallery in your computers and phones, you'll find that there are no programs, there are not even no books you read there. So let's not fill it with too much music and too much movies. Let's try to create a balance whereby we use also our computers to gain knowledge and also to earn us a small income on top. Okay, this will be the end of part 1. These are 2-part video or 2-part series. So in part 2, we shall look at leadership skills, talents, ethics, and then we shall see how a degree or a diploma is not the main requirement, but just an added advantage. Okay, so guys, I'll see you in the next video. So thank you and